Hi, I am Miles Stokes, and along with Rachel Edidin, I am one of the co-hosts of Rachel and Miles Explain the X-Men, where we walk you through the ins, outs, and retcons of our favorite superhero soap opera. I'm also one of the co-hosts of Rachel and Miles Review the X-Men, this right here, where we talk about the X-books that come out every week. It's just me again this time around, this being the week of March 4th, 2015. Rachel is still out. She will be back next time, however. But this time it looks like we just have 2 X-books. Should be nice and quick. Let's dive right in. First, however, we are going to take a look at a book that's not an X-book at all, that being Avengers World, number 18, written by Frank Barbiere with art by Marco Cicchetto and colors by Andres Mosa. So I talked last time about a book from the week before that, which was Avengers World number 17. This is the Before Time Runs Out story, which basically is leading up to Secret Wars, which of course is going to blow everything up in theory, and the world will never be the same, yada yada yada, break the internet, etc. And the last issue was this awesome focus on Cannonball that really cut to the heart of who the character was, what made him so special and so lovable and memorable. And it stood alone really well. It was a great book for an X-fan to dive into. Sunspot's on the cover of this one. The solicits talked about it being about him versus AIM. And, well, yeah, that's part of it. But unfortunately, this isn't nearly the standalone treat that the last one was. It's a fine issue of a series, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you were following Avengers World, I think you would be completely okay with this. But while some stuff does happen with Sunspot, the book does get his voice very well. It's not that same gem that the last one was. So if you're a huge Roberto da Costa fan, go for it. If you're curious about what's happening in Avengers, go for it. If you just want to follow the X stuff, you can probably skip this one. Next up is X-Men number 25, written by G. Willow Wilson with pencils by Roland Boschi, inks by a whole lot of people, and colors by Lee Loffridge. So this is The Burning Earth Part 3. It's the third part of G. Willow Wilson's 4-part story, which is going to end the Adjectiveless X-Men series, at least for now. And like the previous 2 issues, it focuses on a specific character, and in this case, Monet St. Croix, M. And this issue, so the last 2 were pretty good. I really like G. Willow Wilson's work. Rachel and I have made no secret of the fact that we're fans, but this is an incredible comic book. This is a wonderful issue. M is a character that's really hard to get right. I mean, usually she's just sort of arrogant, and she's basically Emma Frost who punches people more, who's sort of less sexual imagery oriented. But this, I think, really gets to a lot of who she is. I mean, we have this confidence, we have this I think, arrogance, you could say, but it's really covering up a lot of vulnerability that is very much a part of the character as much as she tries to hide it and as much as she wishes she wasn't even internally. This issue gets it across beautifully. Just little things like the side of the character's face in the art as she's having doubts, as she's remembering a time from her past when her mother was trying to comfort her using some sort of religious wisdom and her father was not going to have any of it. And so seeing her internal world versus the way she interacts with the other characters and seeing that internal part sort of start to leak out as she realizes that she does care about these people, about Rachel and Betsy and Aurora, and that, you know, if she, in this situation where she may very well die, she really wants to connect with them. It's kind of beautiful. This is how you write a good character in general, really, but especially a female character, because female characters are often reduced to just a couple of personality traits. And here we see M as complex as any male character, as complex as characters like Storm often are. That's beautiful, and I would love to see more of it. I'm really sad that Willow's only going to be working on 4 issues of X-Men, because she is incredible, and she is one of the best things to happen to this franchise in quite a long time. As far as the actual plot of the story, it doesn't progress it a whole lot because it does focus, like I said, a lot on the internal world of Monet. But we do see Jubilee going to talk to Medusa of the Inhumans when it becomes clear that the Kree are somehow involved with what's up. That doesn't really do anything, but it is always entertaining seeing Jubilee attempt to be all like royal and formal and fancy when she's really, really terrible at it. So there's that at least. But yeah, great issue, and I'm really excited about the next one, which it looks like is going to be about one of my favorite characters, Rachel Summers. So if it can come even close to the quality of this issue, then I'm really, really excited. And last, we have Wolverines number 9. This is written by Charles Soule with pencils by Peter Nguyen, inks by Derek Friedolfs, and colors by John Callis. So Wolverines is quickly becoming the book I sort of think of as the sure why not book. Stuff just kind of happens. I mean, you know, there are little bits of plot. There was that heist thing going on with Sinister, and then Fang just randomly shows up last issue. You know, this sort of D-list character from the 70s that only appeared a couple of times. And sorry about getting his first appearance wrong last time. Rachel, thank you for the correction. But yeah, and this issue is no exception. So it's like, okay, Fang, who all of a sudden has all these random powers we've never seen before, and Daken, who's now missing an arm and an eye, are fighting frost giants. Sure, why not? I mean, to be fair, that's something I didn't know I wanted to see until I actually saw it. It's highly entertaining, seeing Fang be a total dick to Dakin and convince the Frost Giant that Dakin is his absentee father. Like, okay, again, sure, why not? But yeah, we do get some good character moments between the two of them as they talk about Wolverine and his relationship with each of them, specifically with Dakin. Wolverine is not a good parent, was not a good parent, and Dakin, well, I wouldn't want him as a kid. So it's nice seeing that explored, not just sort of romanticized. The issue also goes to a few other places. We see the continuing sort of romantic sexual subplot between Shogun and Lady Deathstrike, which is fine, I guess. I didn't find that particularly compelling. But we also see Phantomelle and her psychic fox, Culpepper, going to steal Wolverine's eye patch from his patch days in a bar in Madripoor. Again, sure, why not? Does it have anything to do with the greater plot? I don't even know what the greater plot is at this point, and I don't really care, because it's just weird superhero action-y stuff happening, and that's fine. Also, seeing Phantomelle flirt terribly, never a bad thing. So, that's a nice towel. Where'd you get a towel like that? The towel store? It makes me really happy. I'm going to use that line from now on. I urge all of you to do the same. So, yeah, Wolverines, I don't know if it's a book that really needs to exist. I don't know what purpose it serves in the greater X tapestry, like what kind of a legacy it'll leave. But in terms of just opening up a book and each week and having no idea what to expect, that's Wolverines. So, you know, I like it. I would be buying it. Would I recommend it? I have no idea. Okay, so that's it for this very short week. As for the issue of the week, while I did enjoy greatly both of the X books this time around, I think I'm going to have to go with X-Men number 25. I get into X-Men for the characters, I stay in X-Men for the characters, and this book is a beautiful character study of a character we don't really see this kind of depth toward very often, so I really enjoyed that. I liked getting inside the head of Monet St. Croix. It makes me want to see more of the character. It especially makes me want to see more of the character interacting with the other characters in this book. It's well written, it's very direct. I mean, even if the Medusa subplot did not serve the greater story as much as it might have, you know, there's nothing accidental in this issue. G. Willow Wilson and the artists that she's working with are doing a great job on this book. I would love to see them come back to X-Men after Secret Wars. No idea if they're going to, but that would be a beautiful thing. So as for the panel of the week, it's a short week, so I'm going to cheat and go ahead and do two. Sorry, Rachel, who's editing this. So first off, we have a panel from X-Men number 25. Now, this is one of Monet. It's toward the beginning of the issue, sort of before she has this, you know, personal growth she goes through during it. And I really love the way it mixes her kind of very put-together traits with both the strength, physical and psychological, and anger that are also a part of her. I mean, if you look at the muscles of her shoulders, the set of her jaw, the still perfect lipstick, but also the blood. It's a mix of a lot of the traits that make M who she is, and it's just very concise storytelling in one panel. The other panel I want to talk about is from Wolverines this week, and this one just made me laugh out loud while I was reading it on my lunch break at work, and so I think it deserves some props for that. But yeah, Phantomelle's face in this, as she's just so like sort of mischievously confident that her flirtation gambit is going to work to distract this bartender, it's wonderful. The whole like biting her lip like and using that terrible pickup line. I really enjoy good comedic beats in books, and this is very much that. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like these video reviews, please check out our podcast, Rachel and Miles Explain the X-Men, which you can find every Sunday at rachelandmiles.com on iTunes and on Stitcher. Also check out rachelandmiles.com for lots of other content, visual companion posts to every podcast episode, editorials, fan art, and most recently, recaps of every episode of X-Men Evolution by Rachel, which are hilarious and I highly recommend checking out. This week on the podcast, I'm joined by emergency backup co-host Elizabeth Alley, who's a longtime X-Men fan and former senior marketing manager of Things from Another World. And we talk about the X-Men Alpha Flight miniseries, also known as The Gift, also known as Part 1 of the Asgardian Wars. So check that out for Asgardian fashion choices, Loki being a total dick, and some awesome character development between Cyclops and Rachel Summers. These video reviews and our podcast and all of our X-Men stuff are made possible by our Patreon supporters. You guys are the reason we fight for what we fight for in this world that hates and fears us. Thank you guys, as always, so much. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, check out the link somewhere below me in this video, and we would very much love to have you on board. So anyway, we will see you next time. Definitely me, hopefully Rachel. We will catch you then at the towel store.